Wow. Just you saying that, breaking my heart. Yeah. Wow. Just carrying the heart of Jesus around. He cries with those who cry, and he laughs with those who laugh. But the crying, his heart. Wow. Yeah, still not sleeping right. I went to bed at 10, got up at 1, and produced some videos, made a YouTube channel. Went back to bed and slept till 6:30. I think from like 2:30 to 6:30. And then I took a nap this afternoon. But I'm starting to feel it again. My eyes are tired and I need to get back on Wisconsin time. Yeah, so I made a video for the sleep time, story time with Uncle Dave. But I need somebody to do the YouTube channel that, sits down and goes through some YouTube on how to make them better and stuff. And then somebody that I can just send the videos to and they make it into something worthwhile. But while I was talking, the stuff comes to you. And I was thinking about the war, how everybody is quote unquote saved. He forgave the sins of the world, all the humans, so that he could indwell them. And they're safe from hell, as a destination. But the earth is like our body, and it has stuff in it, like our wounds and hurts and strongholds. And then at the perfect time, when the timing is right, it comes up and we manifest whatever it is so that it can be taken away. And I think that's what's happening with the world. Like the darkness in people's hearts, in it's also in governments and institutions. And the world, if it's going to be the kingdom of God on the planet, it needs to get rid of that stuff, so it's coming up so that it can be taken away. We can't have the people. There were some bad people running Ukraine, and there's bad people in Russia, and now they're killing each other. But it's bringing it to the surface so everybody can see it, and then we determine that's unacceptable so that it doesn't happen again as a human race, So it's hard, and it's happening. So I prayed that the grace that was upon Stephen when he was stoned to death would come upon the people, like in Mariupol, and the people that are getting blown up, and they're not going to hell, but they're suffering, through the process of the purging. So I just prayed, and pray with me, that grace that was on Stephen would be on those people, so they don't have to suffer. And I think it is because of their courage. They have that kind of like the courage, boldness that the disciples had. They didn't care, they just die. Hung upside down, cut in half, stoned multiple times. I think that's what's happening. I'm not sure. I hope that's what's happening. That God is in the details, and He's purging the planet of darkness. And I just pray that the suffering of the individuals is minimized, And then, you talk about this couple who lost their baby, that's just another form of it. Sickness needs to be eradicated too. But in the meantime, people are suffering, And I think that's one of our jobs as disciples, to minister to them, to bring clarity to the child is safe, you'll be reunited, and sort of like that, That's my heart, that's my hope. That people would just stop hurting each other, but people need to get it that you can partner with the darkness or you can partner with the light, and it's our thinking that needs to change of who we are, because then we'll know how to act, and we'll have access to grace, power to live above the darkness, being set free from the law of sin and death. And it's not about Christians and saved people, because you can be in the church doing the stuff, even operating in the gifts by faith, because that's how they work. They're working by faith, not by grace. And there's a measure of grace on them, so that they're working towards it, but they're not there. And I just pray that people are able to change the way they think about who they are, what they are, so that we can speed up this process to minimize the suffering. And you and I need to get that too, that clarity of thought, so that we're not chasing shadows and exerting our effort and expending energy in the wrong directions because we don't understand. So I just pray for you, Jordan, that you get a deeper revelation of the Christ within, and the power and revelation of grace, so that as a partner in the gospel, we can be more effective and more strategic in what we're doing. You know, the website thing, you know, pray that that's, or the YouTube channel, because if I can get that monetized, it'll generate revenues. And I've got pastors all over the world who have congregations. If they can just get on board and start clicking and watching, and you know, the transfer of money from Google to the kingdom, and then we can, you know, minimize the suffering with food and shelter and clothing, and you know, if we're building churches and feeding the poor, you know, it's like a network, even though it's not 100% on track with what we're tracking with. At least we'll have access to those people's lives, and we can help them and speed the coming of the full kingdom. And suffering will be lessened. You know, I don't think it's going to be in our lifetime, although who knows, God is so good. Maybe this is just the beginning, and it doesn't have to take a long time, I'm hoping. But it is the hardness of people's hearts, and they're operating from their minds and not their hearts. When he says change the way you think, we think with our brain, but we need to start thinking with our heart, because that's where Christ is. We have the mind of Christ in our heart, not in our brain. So the source from where our thinking and the thing that motivates us is our beating in our chest, not in our brain. I hope that makes sense. But I so appreciate you and love you, and just I'm very hopeful, and I thank God that we get to take part in it, and that you're standing beside me and covering my back, and I got your back, and thank you, brother.